Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic Cross spread as always, and I also put an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So, start with that. Okay, so we have the North Node. The North Node is actually in Gemini, which is your fourth house of home, family, motherhood. We have Leo, which is actually your sixth house of work, health, daily routines. And, okay, way over there, we have 11. So that's your 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes and wishes. And for you guys, that is Capricorn energy. So we'll keep those in mind as we go through the spread. All right. In the main situation position, we have the Hermit, which is the major arcana card for Virgo, and the Five of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy. So this could just be saying you might be looking back on a relationship where maybe there was a bit of a falling out between the two of you. Even if the two of you are still together, maybe things are just, you might be going through a bit of a rough stretch. So you could really be analyzing what exactly, caused it to occur. Just trying to analyze it and see if it's able to be repaired. It could just be as simple as with the Mercury retrograde energy, you guys are just going to be thinking back on a past love. But that's primarily what I'm picking up on there. For some of you, this can be around finances too, trying to look at where's the money going, right? One of those kinds of situations where you might be noticing that money's going out faster than it's coming in. In the challenge or obstacle position, we have the Seven of Cups. So we could see where the difficulty is coming in there, right? You could just feel like you're not sure what is going wrong. So like I said, if it's a relationship, you're looking at, okay, well, what exactly took place to make things go off the rails? Like I said, if it's more of a financial thing, you might feel like on the one hand, well, maybe you're making a decent amount of money, but for whatever reason, it seems like as fast as it comes in, it goes right back out, right? So there could be some confusion around why that's the case. And you might just be lacking the clarity with the Seven of Cups. So it could just be saying that maybe you just had so many areas of focus that whatever the situation is, be it finances or a one-to-one relationship, you might not have been able to pay the level of attention that you normally would have. So that could have been what contributed to things going off the rails. All right, in the foundation position, we have the Four of Wands. So this is Aries energy here, which for you guys is your second house. So that can point to finances, and of course we do see two people there too. So it could be either or. I feel like it's more of a finance thing for some of you. Others of you could be a one-to-one relationship. But either way, to see this in the foundation, looks like at least at one point it looks like things are going really well for you. So that could be what's at the root of it too, where you're trying to figure out, okay, what exactly went wrong? And like I said, sometimes these kinds of things do happen during retrograde. It's just naturally where you tend to look back on things and figure out, okay, what went wrong, why did it go wrong, how can I avoid it again, right? Things along those lines. So it could just be as simple as that. Especially for you guys, the retrograde will be taking place in your 8th house. So that's a bit of a deep house where you can look at some transformative energies there. All right, in the past position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So again, this shows that whatever the situation is, looks like there was a lot of promise there, right? You probably saw the potential for it to go a long way, a lot of room for growth within the situation. Now it's just a matter of figuring out, okay, what exactly took place to make it go south. Present position, we have the Six of Wands. So this could just be saying that, at least for some of you, now this is a reading for October, so you might not be there yet, but this is at least one indicator that you might figure out the situation rather quickly, because this is an energy that represents victory. Now, for some of you too, especially for Leo energy, that is your 6th house, and we did see that come up with your dice too. So if this is around the work and finance situation, it could just be one of those things where maybe you will figure it out rather quickly and get things back on track. And like I said, for some of you, if it's a one-to-one relationship too, it looks like you will be able to make some headway in getting that back on track too, especially if we look at the direction he's moving in and the spread, he's actually moving toward the Two of Cups, which we see at the bottom of the deck. So could be some significance to that. All right. In the near future position, we have the Emperor in reverse. So one of the issues around what this was could have been control. So with the Emperor, in the upright, of course, it can manifest in a more positive way, but to see it coming up in reverse, I feel like it's saying that there might have been an issue of control that might have been causing blockages around whatever the situation is. And now with the Emperor coming up in reverse in the near future, in that regard, I feel like that's pointing to more of a positive, where it's saying that there's a little bit of a relinquishing of control. So for example, let's say if this is around a boss, right, that maybe was constantly withholding bonuses and raises from you, right? Could just be saying that they could be relinquishing a little bit of that control and maybe being a bit more open with you around those things in the near future. So that's how I can see that playing out. And again, like I was saying, if this is finances too, though, seeing this in the reverse could just be saying that you might feel like your finances are a bit out of control. So, Aries being your second house of finances could just be saying that that's a feeling that you have, like you're not understanding why things seem to be going out so quickly. But either way, I do feel like you're going to get a hold of that soon. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Six of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy here, just like that Seven of Cups. But here we see, it looks like someone extending an olive branch, right? So I usually refer to this as the being the bigger person energy, where whatever the situation is, this 1-1 connection looks like your move might at least be to attempt to make a peace offering, right? So, come toward the situation in a more open, light, playful energy and see if that gains you the traction that you're hoping for. At least that seems to be what your intentions are. And sometimes this could be extending forgiveness to yourself too. So could be that for some of you as well. If you feel like there's something where you come to the realization where you might have been playing a big factor in these roles and these situations going wrong, could just be saying that you're forgiving yourself for that in some way too. In the environment position, we have the Death in reverse. So this is actually the major arcana card for Scorpio. And to see this in the reverse, I feel like for a lot of you, this will be pointing to another person, and that makes me think like the Emperor probably is as well. So you might have had someone who was a bit controlling in the past, and it looks like they might be softening up for whatever reason. Maybe it's because you do approach them in that light, playful energy, that does kind of help them put their guard down. But I will say with the Death coming up in reverse, at least it looks to me like they're not ready for this to be over either. So if this is around some kind of reconciliation energy, it looks like, to be fair, it looks like you're probably going to be a lot more open about it. But I do feel like even if they have that more rugged exterior, you will kind of be able to sense that, okay, they're loosening up a little bit, right? All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess. So this is court card energy for Aries, so we see more Aries energy, quite a bit of Aries energy in the spread. And for some of you, this could be you guys. You might have some Aries energy. For example, a lot of people with a Pisces sun, they might have their Mercury, Venus, and Aries, just as a generic example. But for a lot of you, I feel like this might be another person. And I feel like this is saying intuitively, you want to be able to tap into where they're coming from, right? And figure out what would be the best approach for this person. So like I said, whether it's a boss at work or a one-to-one relationship you've had. So I feel like this is saying, intuitively, you're just hoping that you could tap into your intuition and figure out, okay, how can I best approach the situation to mend fences around it? And in the outcome position, we have the World. So definitely points to successful completions. Of course, this actually has all the fixed energies in it too. We see the Taurus, the Leo, the Scorpio, and the Aquarius energy. So we will be moving toward Scorpio season toward the end of October. So that could just be pointing to a timeline there as far as when you might feel like you actually have it figured out, So yeah, could be one of those things where there might still be a little bit of back and forth this month, which would make sense too, I guess, given retrograde. And then this Six of Cups energy actually represents the middle 10 degrees of Scorpio, which is pretty much right at the beginning of November. So for some of you, it could just be saying it might take a little while as we move through October for you to get the situation resolved. But with the World, it looks like you're going to actually learn and grow a lot from the situation. So definitely a positive there. And like I mentioned before, we do have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And interestingly enough, beneath that, we have the Eight of Cups. So what that could be pointing to, these two cards together, could just be saying that the key to getting to that Two of Cups could just be saying that you might have to leave some other options and other situations behind, which calls back to what I was picking up on for some of you with that Seven of Cups and the challenge position, where, like I said, it could have been where you might have been taking on too much, so you weren't really able to give the level of focus to any one thing because of that. So you just might be deciding to lighten your load a little bit. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. And then we'll move on to your Oracle card. We have New Life. There's the artwork. And the number is 39. So actually at the time I'm recording this, we're pretty much right under that full moon in Pisces energy. So maybe that's part of what this is too. This is just a bit of a clearing for you guys, with that being your one full moon for the year in your sign. But let's see what the actual card says. Okay, it says birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. The Oracle's message: when spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst forth from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon on all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to be filled with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. So definitely a pretty positive message there too. And like I said, especially with that World card and the outcome, it looks like you will be getting a lot of positive growth from the situation this month. The relationship message says new energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibrancy only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnership in all forms. So yeah, pretty positive message there too. Now, I feel like when it mentions new energy enters old relationships, for the majority of you, this does look like it's something from the past. I mean, we saw all those energies that pointed to it throughout the spread. But maybe for some of you, will point to something new as well, given that we do see the Two of Cups. But yeah, for the majority of you, I feel like this is more of fixing something that's already there. The prosperity message says you have every reason to be optimistic right now as things seem to fall into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you, the light and the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, works, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. So again, pretty positive message there too. And interestingly enough, when I read the Fortune is smiling on you thing, that made me think of the fact that Jupiter will actually be going direct in October. It is in Aquarius, which is your 12th house, but could just bring you some luck from behind the scenes in that regard too. And you guys are actually co-ruled by Jupiter, so there's that. All right. Moving on to your Mudra card. Mudra for this month for you is Sumukha Mudra. There it is there. The keyword for it is coordination. All right, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says balances left and right sides of the body, harmonizes all 5 elements, activates the body's self-healing power, benefits the tendons and bones, increases concentration power, builds devotion and spiritual resolve. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of it in the description of the video. As always, I will wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.